So, like 30 seconds ago, I got an important part of code working. I've been working on it since last night. So I slept like 6 hours. So somewhere like 10 hours of just this one problem, trying to pass data from one part, from the back end to a certain part of the front end. It's one of those where I looked up like 3 different ways to try to do it. And it's one of those where it's like, I've tried pretty much everything. Let me try this. Let me try this. Will it work? I don't know. And then it just popped up like, it's like, oh my gosh. Because from here on out, like the process of being able to do that was the funnel that constricted like the rest of, like, there's still a lot of work to get done, but it's just like procedural stuff. It's like, oh, I just gotta like change a few words. It's not like, I guess, or not procedural. This was establishing a process to do something, and without having that process, like nothing else is even applicable. Now it's just like delegating. This goes here, that goes there, that goes there. And so there's still a lot of work in that regard, but it's not, how do I do this? It's just, this goes here, again, this goes here, that goes there. I knew it could be done. I pray to God that this really is what I think it is. Because, yeah. Super excited. It makes me so happy. With that, I should probably elaborate on my trip up to Salt Lake, which I was up there Sunday and Monday. Today, no. I was up there Monday, Tuesday. Went up there for a PA training meeting, which I enjoyed. Just made it in time. And I talked to someone who's a production manager, and he was surprised when I told him I drove there just for that, all the way from St. George. It's a 4-hour drive for anyone who's not familiar. So hopefully that will help him. That will help me to stand out in his mind as someone who wants to be in film, because I do. So hopefully that made a good impression. And I asked him some questions, and it was good to be able to learn. Then the following day, I started going to different tech companies up in Salt Lake. A couple of them I couldn't even find. There's Chair Entertainment, that's part of Epic Games, and they're supposed to be somewhere in Provo, but I went to the address and couldn't even find them. Others, they were like, had a locked door security where you have to like fob in, and if there wasn't a receptionist inside of the door, like there's no way you can get in. Like you can't flag someone down, try to go talk to them. What the HR people I did talk to from one company, their reaction to me just showing up and be like, hey, I wanted to talk about any potential job openings you might have. They were like, they seemed taken aback, which is fair. But I don't know, their attitude seemed like, you're not really supposed to do this. You're supposed to send it online. To which my reply was, yeah, I know, but then what's the chance that my application is going to actually get seen online? Like, I know what I'm supposed to do, but that's what everyone does. My whole point of doing that was to show initiative, to show like, hey, this is a part of me. I'm willing to to take the risk and just show up. And I would rather speak face to face. Yeah, it seemed like they didn't know how to handle that, and their reaction was, "You're not supposed to do that." And I really hate being told what I'm supposed to do. So as we were riding down the elevator right after that exchange, because we all had to go down anyways, they seemed a little more friendly. And it's not that they were abrasive. It was just like, I guess, the tone of what they said, and I don't even remember exactly what they said. But, oh my gosh, I walked up into Adobe. Holy goodness. It's just one building, but it's huge and beautiful. Oh my gosh. Everything about it, like the industrial design of it, lots of windows everywhere. The entire exterior is covered in windows, and everything about, because there was a place I walked into that I didn't like the setting, and I think that's an important factor for me, because when I did an engineering job, I know having office space is a nice privilege. So I was even surprised over there when I got my own office space. But I've also realized I think I would actually prefer working in a cubicle space. Oh shit. One, almost fell backwards. One that is more open with more of a modern design. So like higher ceilings, more natural light. Everyone's like welcome and able to what's the word? Almost more like a loft space. Like everyone can personalize their cubicles, and it's easier to just like see someone that you're working with and be like, oh hey, what's going on? When everyone's in their own office, it's like I start to feel isolated, and I think I would prefer to have a more open, free-flowing, dynamic environment where it's easier to just reach over to someone like, oh hey, I'm having this problem I can't seem to get around. What do you know how to do this? Or hey, I just had this great idea, and just be able to have that interaction. They had looked like they had an outdoor track. They had an outdoor basketball and volleyball courts, and I've noticed with myself, like environment, and learning more about how, at least for myself, I can function better when I'm near windows, natural light, clean, or at least relatively clean counter spaces, desks, table spaces, whatever. So that really appealed to me over there at Adobe. I just need to beef up my programming chops for web development, anyways. So I didn't end up talking to as many people as I had anticipated or hoped that I would, but I'll just take it as a sign. As I was doing that, I was just praying, like, God, I'm gonna take the initiative to look for other work, because I see it as a responsible thing to do. So if I'm supposed to be in one of these places, please bless my efforts. If not, then I'm just gonna come back and keep going headfirst into this coding. So that's still my current mentality, but I do anticipate looking to see if there's any PA work to do for a short while, but hopefully too this will be up soon, because with that hurdle I just got over, everything else should follow the same format, everything else should follow that same process. So from here on out, it should just be, again, not figuring out the process of how to do stuff, just reusing that same process and then just refining where everything goes, how everything fits together. So yeah, I'm super stoked, super happy about this. and it should be one of the last major hurdles to keep everything else flowing from here on out. So fingers crossed.